obetumi akasa and we address the state, we address the nation concerning saa 9 parliamentary seats na ɛsensɛm area mu no. Na metumi sɛ nsɛm a ɔkekae no kyerɛ sɛ ɔtumi sɛ ɔraise high hopes for the NPP. What she was saying ne sɛ ɔgye di paa sɛ ɛdɛn a ntɔkwa ne deɛ ɛkeka ho no a ɛkɔ so no kyale ammoa ma collation no ntumi ankɔwie pɛyɛ. Nti sisi ano ɔgye di sɛ in the few days to come no obetumi de final result no de aba. Na nsɛm a ɔkeka no wotumi sɛ there is hope for the NPP to reclaim at least 5 to 6 of these seats a ɛwɔ parliament no. Mpɛ sɛ mayɛ din na yɛtie Chief Mensah.
We couldn't have achieved this success without your lenses and without your pens. And so we thank you all very much. A good afternoon to all our directors and deputy directors. This afternoon, the purpose of our press conference is to provide citizens with an update on the 9 outstanding constituencies where parliamentary results are yet to be completed. As you may be aware, at the close of polls on Saturday, the 7th of December 2024, there was a directive by some political party leaders to their supporters to besiege the collation centers of the EC where the collation was taking place. And this directive was to them to besiege the constituency collation centers. It is important to note that the collation in all the centers was proceeding in accordance to processes enshrined in CI 127. The presence of hundreds of supporters who besieged our collation centers brought proceedings to a standstill in a number of the centers. These supporters destroyed pink sheets required for the collation, as well as results collation forms in some areas. In some instances, they vandalized and destroyed the desktop computers set up to collate the results electronically. Additionally, and sadly, they beat up our staff and threatened them with death and ultimately brought proceedings at the constituency collation centers to a halt. Citizens of Ghana, this is the reason why the collation in some constituencies could not be completed prior to the declaration of the presidential results. It is important to emphasize that the collation in all centers were proceeding in accordance to lay down guidelines as enshrined in CI 127 before the supporters entered into our constituency collation centers. There was therefore no reason or justification for the call to supporters to besiege the collation centers. That call, in the view of the Commission, was calculated to disrupt the processes and mar the seamless and effortless electoral processes that had commenced from the start of the polls at 7 a.m. that Saturday, the 7th of December 2024. In the view of the Commission, the directive to the supporters to besiege the constituency collation centers was targeted at destroying this documentary evidence, that is pink sheets, ballot papers, results collation forms, and computers, and to erase and wipe out all documents to be used for the collation. Thankfully, the perpetrators of this act did not fully succeed in their endeavors, in that a few of our staff were able to retain some of the pink sheets and the results collation forms necessary for collation. Since then, as you all know, the Commission has tried to complete the collation in some of these constituencies. We have been faced with resistance, threats, intimidation, and the destruction of our properties. Our staff have been threatened, and the established collation processes as guided by law have been disrupted, and winners have been declared without due processes governing collation being followed. In a number of instances, our staff have been threatened with death and forced to declare outcomes without adhering to the processes governing collation. It is instructive to note that the Electoral Commission has held discussions with the Ghana Police Service and has requested protection at all centers at which the collation was supposed to have continued. Unfortunately, as we have witnessed on TV, images have emerged showing our staff being threatened and made to declare results stemming from incomplete collation processes. Unfortunately, this has been in the presence of the police. Though the police have been present at all the collation centers, the supporters of political parties have managed to gain access to the collation centers and have disrupted the collation process. This state of affairs occurred during our very first attempt to complete the collation process for the Ablekuma North and Okaikwe Central constituencies. Due to the threats faced by our staff and the disruption of the processes, the Commission agreed with the Ghana Police Service to relocate the collation centers from the Ablekuma North and Okaikwe Central constituencies to the Greater Accra Regional Office at Ridge. It was agreed that each political party would present 2 agents, and the political parties were notified accordingly. In spite of police presence at our regional offices, the collation process was once again disrupted and taken over by political party leaders and supporters, and the results declared for both constituencies without due process being followed. In the case of Okaikwe Central, a winner was declared without collating results from 31 polling stations. In the case of the Ablekuma North constituencies, a winner was declared without collating results from 62 polling stations. This is unacceptable. It is important to note that the declarations made by our staff were made under threat, and the Commission considers this as illegal. Those declarations, as well as others that have gone on in other constituencies, will not be upheld by the Commission. Dear citizens, it is for this reason that the Commission met with the Ghana Police Service once again to re-examine the nature of the security arrangements being provided by the police. The Commission was desirous to protect its staff as well as its electoral collation process. Following the engagement with the police, it was agreed that the Tesano Police Depot would be used as the collation center for all outstanding collations, including Ablekuma North, Okaikwe Central, Tema Central, Domikwabenya, Nsawam Aduajuri, Nketiah, Fantiakwa North, Suhum, Tejimam South, Obuasi East, Ahafo Ano North, Ahafo Ano Southwest. The political parties were duly informed once again to nominate 2 agents per constituency to observe the collation process. Unfortunately, the collation process for only 3 constituencies were successfully completed, and they are Nketiah, Fantiakwa North, and the Suhum constituencies. The returning officers in all the 3 constituencies I have just mentioned were allowed for the first time to carry out their work without interference. This enabled them to complete the collation and declare the true outcomes of the election. Though the collation for the Nsawam Aduajuri at the police depot was well advanced on Thursday, the 12th of December 2024, the parties agreed to put the collation on hold until the following day, which was Friday, the 13th of December 2024. Unfortunately, the collation did not take place in spite of the presence of our teams at the collation center, that is the Tesano Police Depot.
Just on the police depot. Into some more can I to say still I don't know family what I say. And we don't know when they will bring this regulation and now regulation to an end. You can share your thought at the comment section. What I say. Thank you very much for watching the video or my content.